Shalom, family. Today that the Most High has made, we rejoice and be glad in it. Peace and blessings to everybody. I hope everyone is well. Child, Lord, y'all, they tried to do some type of black magic, dark magic under this new moon, and Taurus tried to act like a bull and come in here and intimidate us out of our inheritance, out of our peace, out of the protection that we are under right now, just doing a whole lot of rituals, doing a whole lot of spell work. And just a lot of the things I wrote down, my dreams, I wrote down the intuitive messages I was getting from the Holy Spirit. I wrote down things that the Most High was saying, different things in scripture, and then things that's happening with this spiritual awakening that is very relevant to these days and what's going on right now in the energy, what's going on right now in the world. So first, I just want to say that they are intimidated by us. They're intimidated by our growth. They're intimidated by our light, our shine. They're intimidated by our purpose and mission. They're trying to knock us off a balance, knock us off of what the Most High has for us. He already preordained, prophesied, destined what we're here to do. And right now, they're trying to stop it, slow it down, and to get us to be in the spirit of fear and act like bullies, come in with the bull energy and doing things in secret, but they are being revealed right now. The Most High is not only awakening us, our spiritual eyes, he also, some of us are seers in the spirit, and some of us are getting, the veil is being thin right now, so we're seeing past the veil, and we're seeing these enemies, we're seeing these predators, we're seeing these attackers for who they really are, names, dates, what they're wearing, what they have eaten, and also they're no longer masked, and they're no longer, their cloaking spells are no longer working, so things are being revealed right now. So they're doing jail spells, spiritual arrest, so you can be arrested in the spirit. The demons can arrest you in the underworld, or the angels can arrest you if you're doing wrong. And they are doing jail spells for physical imprisonment, because they want to put you in a situation to where you get yourself in prison, or they're going to try to set up. I was hearing framed. I also was seeing that they will try to, this one lady was like, come here. She was a Caucasian lady, and she was showing me the different witchcraft that she was doing, and she was smiling, and she was like, to jail, you know, jail spells. And I was like, no, because I haven't done anything. These people, we are innocent. Most people who have been incarcerated are incarcerated for things that they did not do, crimes that they did not commit, and we wonder why. It's because people have been doing jail spells. They've been doing curses. They've been praying on your downfall and praying that you go to jail, and having the certain people, the corrupt cops, the different people in high places to put you away, because you are a powerful being, because you outrank certain people because of what you know, and to silence you and to also oppress you. The persecution of the saints is also going to be done by spell work, because even Messiah, he didn't do anything, but they arrested him, and he said he didn't do nothing. They didn't have any witnesses, but still they arrested him. Different saints also being arrested for things that they did not do, and having a good heart, having a good mind, and just being righteous is what they want to outlaw. So they're trying to do jail spells. And so the spiritual arrest, if you do something wrong, or you did not follow the law or transgress the law, certain demonic spirits can have the right to arrest you and keep you in certain places like the Marine Kingdom, keep you in certain places like in dungeons. I was speaking to this one girl who said she was a part of the Illuminati, and she said how they had her chained up somewhere underground in a dungeon, and how many of us, we are here, but our spirits and parts of our souls could be in other places being tortured and also in prison. So just try to free yourself, call your spirit back to you, call your soul back to you. They're doing graveyard rituals. That just jumped right out on me because it was the next one. But graveyard rituals, they are literally digging bones up of people who have already died, and they want you to die the same way. So they're taking your picture and putting it in that grave, covering it back up with the same on top of the bones that that person had. So they're disturbing the dead. So it's going to be major karma, major punishment and judgment for them, because they're disturbing the dead and the people who had passed before, and then they're also wishing death on you. And this vision, I was in the graveyard, and I was the person in, because she was calling and trying to channel my spirit. So I was her, and I was digging in the ground, and I seen a whole bunch of bones, and I seen a flash, like a picture. Like I took a picture, and she looked guilty, so I took the picture and I had her, because the Most High has these people, God has these people on camera, spiritual camera, showing what they are doing in the spirit. So I took a picture of her. I seen her guilty face. She was a Hispanic woman, and I think her name was Iris Johnson, or Iris, and Johnson could be significant with whoever is trying to attack me or other people in these graveyard rituals. And when the screenshot, that means that she had my picture, put it back in the dirt, and then covered it, but she looked guilty because she was caught. She did not do good cloaking spells and covering spells with her black candle magic. So she was seen, and she will be sent over to spiritual prison. And so mass, the Catholics are summoning spirits when they're doing mass. In their mass, they do a period of a lot of bell ringing, a lot of incense smoking, a lot of chanting, a lot of eerie, dark frequency, melodramatic type of energy, calling in the dark side of the saints, because they worship the African deities as different saints, and they're not all bad, but it depends on what you're calling them for and the offering that you give them. For months, I have had distorted dreams. I had, whenever something was going on in the media, like the massacres, and so the mass is connected to the massacres and to Christmas. Also, it's a pagan holiday, and blasphemy, but that's what they're doing. They're using blasphemy, they're using the sacrifices of the massacres, and they're using chanting to take down the chosen ones, to take down the saints that are actually reincarnated on the earth right now. And they are, the dreams that I had, it was like all of us like together, and it was kind of like music always being playing, and it was kind of like a feel of being swifted away, of being drifted away, and things is like, it was like stuff happening in slow motion, but it was actually happening really fast as well, that I couldn't tell what was going on. So over the weekend, I became friends with this one girl who was actually in France, and she was showing me one of the cathedrals there, and she was like, it was so intense energy there. She went to mass, and it looked familiar, and I was like, were they wearing robes? Were they chanting? Was there a whale by them? She said they have a scepter, which is like the part underground. Watch Uncharted with Tom Holland and Mark Zuckerberg, or Wahlberg, and it's like a scepter. So like under the chapel or under the church is another part, and that's where you go underground. It leads to different tunnels. They're doing rituals in there. They're doing rituals, doing sacrifices, sex rituals, blood sacrifices, channeling certain people, summoning their spirit during their rituals, because they need to continue to have the spells, the pagan spells, the Catholic spells, the religious spells over the masses, because we're waking up out of our slumber. And church is a multi-million business, and they need people's funds. They need our energy to harvest our energy, the funds that they need to continue to do whatever type of things they're doing on the black market with the organs and harvesting and energy harvesting. And so that's what I found out that they were doing. And I was there on the new moon, and I had seen about 5 to 10 men in black robes. I seen them humming. I see them around a well. They're doing water magic, throwing names and different things in the water. And she also was telling me that they had a period. They couldn't record during mass. It's not allowed. But they had a period to where they have people write down their intentions for the new moon, and they put it in their little bowls, and they do their ceremonies. So they're doing manifestations, and they try to tell us in the church, or that we shouldn't be manifesting. And they're doing that on a large scale, manifesting what they want for the economy, what they want for the new world order. But we have to sit down and be quiet. So they just want to use our spirits, but not have us be in our power. And so I was there, and it was things were going on with violations and sexual energy, and I seen them, and I had seen other people that were involved, because I feel like they hire high-level witches and high-level warlocks, and they also hire people who are exorcists as well. Watch Constantine and watch The Last Witch Hunter. And Constantine, he was one that had a Roman background, but he also was one who cast out demons and different things, and he was even hired by the Catholic to exorcise certain high-ranking demons, and so they need those because they're conjuring those demons up, but they also need someone to cast them back to hell when they're done working with them, so they don't terrorize them at night like they want them to terrorize the people that they're sent over to attack. Those who have nightmares, if you're having a headache, that is a spiritual attack. They are attacking us in the mind. And try to put your thumb on in the middle of your teeth. If you remember when we were young and we had a brain freeze and you was eating ice cream and your mom told you put your thumb, so there's like a neuron right there under your teeth that links to the brain that can ease the throbbing and the headache that you might have. But if you are, just know it's a spiritual attack. Get your armor up, put on the whole armor of God, and attack back in prayer. Attack the demons before they attack you. So, and then in the last witch hunter, he was also a person who was killing the witches, but he didn't know the whole time that he was being used by the church as well, and they was lying to him, not telling him that his soul was linked to a witch as well, and they couldn't kill him they couldn't kill the witch without killing him. So a lot of us have witchcraft in our lineage, in our bloodline, a line of witches and things, and some of us are chosen ones now to stand in the gap for those who did that in the past, repent on their behalf, but also to have the knowledge. When in Egypt, when Moses was called, he had the knowledge of the Egyptians and of the Hebrews. So you have to have ancient knowledge, you have to have wisdom, you have to know how to rule, you have to know how the enemy works to defeat the enemy, and then you also have to know how to do better things. Not saying it's all love and light, because you have to also deal with the shadow self, and you also have to be able to do the work and pray and also repent and also be in power and be in connections with the Most High and following the teachings of the Messiah, to actually not be swayed by the kingdom of darkness and to not be fully obedient to whatever type of spirit or energy tries to come and sway you. Okay, and so because we're supposed to be like the Most High, the mind of Christ, the mind of cars, and then also we're kind of like the angels with the earth angels sent here on a mission and on a purpose, so we can't let ourselves be fully dark. I've seen in one dream that the darkness is trying to consume a lot of people because they're taking it a little bit too far within rituals and spell work. And so the Most High is calling us back into light, into truthfulness. And so in 2020, there was a major attack on the chosen ones. I remember in 2020, like, I was at the peak of my spiritual development and spiritual awakening and power and strength, and agents was sent in to try to destroy me and knock me off and doubt me, and a lot of these people were praying on my downfall. I had different churches coming up against me. I had a false twin flame who was in the Illuminati. I had different people and friends in different groups and stuff that seen my light and wanted to try to steal my power, and then people who I was involved in that also just like literally was, you know, draining my energy, like some real vampirish type of things going on. Also, Vampire Diaries, they're trying to reinitiate that type of energy on the physical plane. And so, and also be mindful, don't give your blood out, because even with a drop of blood they can clone people. And also, you don't want to be poisoned in any way, and you don't want your blood or your DNA to get out too much, so that they don't really, if you don't know who you are, you don't want them to know who you are before you, because they can try to take you out. And so in 2020, around the time when it was the winter solstice, and they had us telling us we was gonna get superpowers, so that whole time we were raising our vibration and we were doing things so we were like raising our vibrations, and we thought we was going to get these powers. And it was also a very rare time that the planets was all going to align, and so we thought that the dome was going to open and things that were going to happen, very spiritual, very spectacular. And they used that energy to bring forth the pandemic. They used the energy to bring that, because right after that period and that time, that 2020, which like was a powerful year, being the 2-digit 2020, and then the 2 in the union, and also it was also said to be the 2012 for that era because of the Mayan calendar and different things. But they use that energy and that force to manifest the pandemic and bring that type of out into the world so that they can energy harvest people, so they can control people, so that they can put up certain 5Gs that they needed, technology that they needed, so they had time to reconstruct the world while we were inside and we were trying to stay well. And also they wasn't telling us about the different shift that's going on in the planet Earth, the reason why many of us was getting sick, and then also just spreading a lot of different sicknesses and the things that start off with the pandemic and just spreading it, letting it absorb into society, and then having us be, quarantined for a period of time. And they have been caught red-handed because blood is on their hands, and the amount of people who died during that process and that are still being died now to have population control. And I had seen that there are psychic witches, 3 witches in exact, and a coven. If you have 3 witches, you can have a coven, and they are doing psychic mind control on the masses. These are the people that the government, CIA, or anybody in like high, I don't know which government facility, I don't know which agency, because some people cannot even be working with the government. They can just be rich and have a agency and have some money where they hired psychic witches, just like in the past the CIA experiment when they had hired a lot of psychics and they were doing certain mind tricks and mind controls to see who their enemies, what their enemies in different third world countries were doing. But right now they're doing it over the masses of MK Ultra, and that's why there's a whole lot of mass shootings as well. MK Ultra and also psychic mind and psychic mind control, why different things happen, and then people don't remember why they did that, or they was like, that wasn't me, because they were under witchcraft, psychic mind control. And they're doing the psychic mind control in your dreams as well to read your mind. Yes, they can do it. They have technology. And so they are trying to kill the spirit, hit us with enough attacks to where they kill the spirit so that the spirit can come back to a body that's no longer functioning, because there's no spirit. Well, you come back and there's no spirit. Your spirit died. I'm trying to figure out how this happened, because they're trying to attack the spirit, and it's a manifestation of your body. So your vessel might be having certain attacks, certain pains, and then also just try to kill you slowly. They can't get rid of us because we don't die, we multiply. And beauty spells, enchantments are wearing off right now. So if you might, don't know why you've been breaking out lately, or why you've gone through a period of not looking your best or looking ugly, they've been doing beauty spells to where they pull another person's beauty and certain candle magic, and also in rituals and seances and sigils and signs, and they're trying to make you look ugly so nobody will think you're beautiful, so you don't meet your kingdom spouse, so you don't meet your soulmate, and so that you're not confident in yourself, that you can't come on camera and you don't speak your truth, and that you do not be in your higher self. And so they want to do the beauty spells, and the enchantments is wearing off. So just like in the different old movies where the witches was really ugly, that's their inside. They're really ugly and they're beautiful because they are been doing spell work. You see, a lot of these celebrities have been aging very badly because the energy that they have drained, the vampirish energy that they have drained over the chosen people, is being pulled back to the chosen, and the beauty is being restored. Animosity, they're doing this because they have animosity to you. They hate you, they envy you, they are jealous, and they have secret hate. If you have animosity towards any child of God, you need to check your spirit. You need to cast that spirit down, because it is from the enemies for you to fear or hate your brother and sister. And if they have animosity, they just gonna have to deal with it, because we're gonna still be out here doing what we do and doing it right. And so they want you to be overlooked, belittled, and hide your light. So if you feel like nobody hears you when you speak, you feel like you're being belittled, you feel like no one cares about you, pay attention to you, it's not necessarily them. It's the demon in them that just wants to ignore you, just wants to shun you, and wants you to feel less than who you are, so that you can dim your light. And these attacks have been at midnight, from midnight to 4 in the morning. So while many of us are sleeping, And even if you're up, you're kind of always searching the internet and you're not praying, or you're not putting up your spiritual armor, you're not attacking back, or however you protect yourself. And so because they want to do this in the dead of night so they're not seen, it was able to pass before because it started in the winter time, and it started in a time when a lot of people didn't know what was going on for real, so it was working. But now we're like hitting in the summer, and it's already in spring, and it's super hot, and the sun is like putting light on the darkness and in the spiritual realm as well. So a lot of the things are being caught and being seen. And they also are, if you're having like insecurities and emotions, it's because of childhood trauma and open wounds and things that you're seeing online, or things that people are saying to you subconsciously and spiritually and subliminally. It is triggering the child within you that is unhealed. So you might want to do some childhood meditations and some deep healing, and also the reflections and the mirror magic that they're doing, trying to capture your soul. And so that's why they use our picture when they do the mirror magic, and when they do graveyard rituals, that they take our pictures and put it in the dirt, because it's capturing our souls and burying them. And also it's a lot of Marine Kingdom connected, because a lot of these people came from the Marine Kingdom. A lot of the Marine Kingdom isn't all that bad, because even in the Bible it says that the Messiah is the man out of the water, and how we need the living water, and how also baptism was in water before he caught the Holy Spirit. However, a lot of these people are on the kingdom of darkness, the kingdom of Satan. So they're succubus and they're sirens. They're using their voices to draw you in and harvest your energy. And then they're succubus because they are literally doing sexual magic. And they also are trying to drown you with water and attack you with water, and put your name in water as well, so that you drown. And so you want to stand out, stand up, stand your ground, and renew your mind, not having a hive mind doing what everybody else wants to do. We can all be renewed in the mind, having a mind of Christ or a mind of Christ. But when it becomes controlling, and when it becomes like she's doing the same thing that I'm doing, that's never good. You always want to be yourself, unique, and stand out. Know who you are, because they know who you are, and they're using it against you, and they want you to fear who you are, and they want you to fear the power that you possess and the powers that your ancestors possess. Our ancestry is in our DNA, and without them we would not be here. So sometimes you do need to honor them and listen to your great grandmothers, and also pray for your grandmothers at this time, because they want to take out the elders, because they may have knowledge, and they may have understanding, and they may have wisdom that we need during this time. And also some of the elders might be attacking as well, because they have all this power, and new generation is coming up. But you have an exciting future, and gifts and blessings is coming for those that have done the work, that have healed their ancestry, that have healed their bloodline, have done the shadow work, has been praying, has been repenting, closing doors, breaking those generational curses that has been going on for centuries and hundreds and thousands of years. And a whole lot of Freemasonry, that the different curses was attached to Freemasonry, that they were attached to witchcraft, and they were attached to certain indoctrinations. And so it's a type of David and Goliath situation, to where the people who you were going against you were much older than you, or were giants in the spirits, and they were also, some of them were fallen angels. So you're coming against them, but you're not using as much force as they're using, but you're taking them down. And read Matthew 7:2-2. It says, many will say in that day, Lord, Lord, did I not cast devils in your name? Did I not heal the sick and do all these miraculous works? And he will say, depart from me, you worker of iniquity, I never knew you. So a lot of these people claim to know God. They worship him with their lips, but their hearts are far from him. They don't know his name. Hebrew name, Yahuwah Elohim, or who many call Yahweh, and the Son in Hebrew, Yeshua HaMashiach. They don't know the name in French, or the name that's going to be used now, the new name, Louis Caris, and praise the Lord in French is Louis Eternal. To call on those names to be saved. I don't know how many times I got to tell people about the JC name. that was used in a time where ignorance was bliss, in a time when we didn't know the truth. And the letter J is only 500 years old, and so you have to know the true names. That it can still work for you because you don't know, but once you know, then you have to do better. And then Deuteronomy, I don't know if I'm saying that right, 3:2, you shall not fear them, for the Lord your God, he fights for you. So don't fear any of this that's going on right now. The Most High, the Lord and Messiah, is fighting our battles in the spiritual realm. They're knocking heads off demons, and he wants you to help knock them off. Do not give into the flesh. Do not give into the demonic. Do not give into the darkness. And so 344 is probably an angel number you've been seeing. It says, you have wrapped yourself in a cloud that no prayer can pass through, in the scriptures. And so a lot of people wonder why their prayers aren't answered, and they're wondering why things aren't happening for them. And it's because you have covered yourself in a cloud, meaning you have done a lot of negative things or some sins, or even you just haven't. When I think of like a cloud spiritually, I think of depression. So a lot of things that are clouding your mind, even they've been doing depression spells and like foggy mind, foggy mindset, cloudy, like not knowing if you're coming or you going. And so because that is, a prayer can't get through because there's so much chaos, there's so much noise, that the Most High cannot see you because of sin. You're in darkness, and he cannot hear you because there's so many voices and it's muffled. You have to be able to be clear, concise, cleanse out your spirit, spiritually cleanse your home, spiritually cleanse your body, spiritually cleanse your mind and your spirit. And also 444, the angels are around you. 444, and the Bible also speaks about how there's no honor for a prophet in its hometown. So if you think that these people are going to love you and respect you because you're a prophet, you're a prophetess, you're a seer, you're a channeler, you have spiritual gifts, and they are going to worship the ground that you walk on, that is false. They're actually, just as they rejected the Messiah, they might even reject you. So you just got to keep it pushing, get a message, give a rebuke, and just give them with love, kill them with kindness, literally, so that they know how to do better, and you're the example. And so 555, changes is coming, nations will see you. So you are going to, in Isaiah 5:5, it says nations, you will call nations and kings. So that's what we're doing. Our voices, these people in the Hollywood, they use their voices to call nations and call people towards them and flock towards them to worship them and to worship the devil. However, we're supposed to be using our voices and our gifts and our talents to call in the chosen, to call in the saints, to call in each other, and be able to heal each other with our voices and bring truth to each other, awaken each other, and kings and queens. And so there might not be honor, but there's definitely going to be acknowledgement going on. And so that's all I have right now. I have many other messages, but I want to save for other videos because it's just so much going on right now. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, but that's mostly all that I have. I'm putting light to the darkness and balance to the light. I pray that you and yours is protected and directed. Shalom. Peace.